An app on your iPhone might not have permission to use the camera or microphone, but you may still have given it more access than you realize. One can interact with what you type, while the other can change important settings on your device. Open Settings with me, because the final step will show you how apps are actually using the permissions you gave them. First, full access for keyboards. If you installed a third-party keyboard for translation, text styling, emojis, or AI features, it may include an option called Allow Full Access. To review it, open Settings, General, Keyboard, Keyboards. Here, you'll see every keyboard added to your iPhone. Open any keyboard that isn't made by Apple and check whether Allow Full Access is turned on. But what does full access actually mean? Normally, a third-party keyboard works inside a restricted environment and isn't allowed to freely connect to the internet. When you enable full access, you give it broader access, including the ability to use the internet for features like translation, search, or artificial intelligence. That doesn't mean every keyboard with full access is dangerous, but it does mean you need to trust the app, because ordinary text you type using that keyboard may be processed according to how the app works and its privacy policy. The iPhone also has an important protection. Third-party keyboards don't appear when you enter your iPhone passcode or in certain secure password fields. Apple's keyboard appears instead. But you don't only type passwords. You may also type messages, names, addresses, numbers, or personal information. The solution is simple. If you need the keyboard and its internet-based features, you can leave full access enabled as long as the app is well-known and trustworthy. If you don't need those features, turn off Allow Full Access. And if you find a keyboard you no longer use, return to the keyboards list, tap Edit, and remove it. The second one is even more powerful, and many people have never opened this section. Profiles and Device Management. Go to Settings, General, VPN and Device Management. If this option doesn't appear, or you open it and don't see any files, then you probably don't have any configuration profiles installed. But if you find a profile, open it and check its name and the organization that added it. Configuration profiles aren't viruses, and they have many legitimate uses. A company may use one to configure work email and apps. A school may use one to manage students' devices. A VPN service may use one to add special network settings. But depending on the type of profile, it may add VPN settings, accounts, certificates, restrictions, or other device settings. And if the iPhone is enrolled in a company or organization's management system, the administrator may have additional control over the device, depending on the type of management. That's why you should never install a profile sent through as a message or downloaded from a website just because the website tells you, tap Install to continue. Read the organization's name and review the profile's contents first. If you find a profile connected to your workplace or school, don't remove it randomly, because removing it may also remove work-related settings, accounts, or apps. But if the profile is unfamiliar, or you remember installing it from an old link and no longer need it, check its source first. After confirming, open it and tap Remove Profile. Enter your iPhone passcode, then restart the device. Now for the most important and newest step, so you don't only review permissions by name, but also see how they're actually being used. Go to Settings, Privacy and Security. App Privacy Report. If the report is turned off, enable it and use your iPhone normally. The report will start showing you how apps use the permissions you approved, including location, photos, camera, microphone, and contacts. It will also show you each app's network activity. An app connecting to the internet doesn't automatically mean it's dangerous, because most apps need an internet connection to work. But pay attention to anything that doesn't make sense. For example, a simple app that doesn't need your location but keeps accessing it repeatedly, or an app you don't use that still shows frequent activity. In that case, open Settings, Privacy, and Security. Choose the relevant permission and turn it off for the app if it doesn't need it. Or delete the app if you don't trust it and don't need it. Finally, I want to know how many people found a keyboard with full access enabled, or a profile they had forgotten was installed. Please tell me in the comments. And if this video helped you review even one setting you didn't know about, give it a like so it can reach someone who may have enabled the same thing without realizing it. And subscribe, because in the next video, we'll look at another iPhone setting that many people approve without fully understanding what they're allowing the app to access.